Finally, I want to thank all of you, seriously, for showing up, for being courageous about your beliefs, and for standing for these important changes in world attitudes. Plato wrote, "At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet." And I like that. We can feel compelled to favor love both from a human position and from a divine one. We are reminded in The Princess Bride, those of you who are film fans, that love, true love, overcomes all obstacles. And Paul reminds us that when we fulfill Jesus' commandment to love one another, we will experience love that is patient and kind, love that does not envy nor boast, and love that is not proud. Paul goes on to remind us that love does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking, and it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. It protects, trusts, hopes, and preserves, because true love never fails. Poets, and all of those with a poet's heart, know the power of love and its consequent sadness, for love is also costly, isn't it? And poets have been, and continue to be, accused of being far too romantic. That, in fact, is why Plato condemned poets, for in his opinion, poets concerned themselves only with emotions, passions of empathetic concerns. He was wrong to banish poets, of course, because poets cause others to think. They cause others to recognize that Christ's commandment to love one another requires commitment to daily sacrifices of forgiveness to those who harm, of tenderness to those who suffer, of bread to those who hunger, and of hope to those who despair. Tonight, you join thousands upon thousands of other poet-hearted and poet-minded individuals gathered in more than 90 countries and over 500 cities, including Vidalia, Atlanta, and Augusta. And we are gathered to proclaim that our romantic notions of charity and service are indeed both passions and necessities. We know that the world is in need of our healing. Greed and avarice have become more important than charity and service. Profit is now more important than people. The consequence of such selfish, non-Christian, non-poetic beliefs provide a harvest of poverty, starvation, and brutality. The greed of industry has led to the global warming crisis, which, if it continues, will destroy the planet. The industrial pollutants that obliterate the ozone causes changes in ambient temperatures that are melting the polar ice caps and changing such powerful earth necessities as the ocean currents and the jet stream. The excessive number of tornadoes and the extraordinarily powerful hurricanes of recent years are consequences. The gluttonous pumping of oil from the Earth's center and the continuous pumping of water from subterranean water tables create great voids within the Earth's body, which have led to increased and more powerful earthquakes around this country and around the world. Some scientists believe, for instance, that the recent earthquake and tsunami in Japan caused the Earth to tilt 1/2 a degree off its axis. The consequences of this cannot at this time be determined, but if we keep abusing the Earth for profit, we can anticipate more and greater natural disasters. The attitudes which allow human suffering and which promote global destruction are a result also of passion. Plato aside, we all know that we are driven by our passions and that our emotions influence our decisions far more powerfully than our intellect. And yet, it is our intellect that becomes the causal trigger of meaningful action. And the poets of the world, united as never before on this day, want to engender actions which will restore a loving attitude toward one another and toward our planet. Please look around you at the person in front of you or behind you or near you. These people are your neighbors. The celebration of poetic energy tonight is meant to restore gentleness in our relationships, love in our communities, and peace in our homes. In the early 1800s, Seattle chief of the Suquamish Indians allegedly gave a speech to President Franklin Pierce when he was forced to surrender his people and his lands to governmental troops. Some of what he said seems relevant today. The earth is our mother, and what befalls the earth befalls all the sons and daughters of the earth. This we know. The earth does not belong to man. Mankind belongs to the earth. All things are connected, like the blood that unites us all. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand within it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. So let us now, by our poetry and by our actions, restore love and charity to our relationships, to our neighbors. Let us restore tenderness to our treatment of the earth. And let us restore peace to a place of prominence in our own lives. So thank you all for sharing yourselves tonight and your poetry. And thank you for choosing to be a part of this great change.